I thought suppressants were foolproof. I was wrong. The moment my vision blurred in that glass-walled boardroom, surrounded by Seoul's most powerful alphas, I knew my life was about to shatter. My skin burned, my pulse hammered, and every single one of them turned to look at me like I was prey. I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to exist in their world. But now they could smell exactly what I was, and none of them were going to let me leave. My name is Danny Park, and up until 3 minutes ago, I was invisible. I'd spent the last 2 years working as a junior analyst at Handstar Industries, buried in spreadsheets and conference room coffee runs. I kept my head down. I took my suppressants every morning at 6 sharp. I wore scent blockers like armor. I did everything right, because in a world ruled by alphas, being an Omega wasn't just inconvenient, it was dangerous. Especially here. Especially now. The Kim Choi Summit wasn't just another corporate meeting, it was a battleground. 2 of the most powerful alpha families in Seoul, sitting across from each other in a room that smelled like expensive cologne and old grudges. My boss had sent me to take notes. "Stay quiet," he'd said. "Don't draw attention." I should have known better. The cramped feeling started during the 3rd PowerPoint slide. At first I thought it was nerves. My hands trembled as I typed. My throat felt tight. I tugged at my collar, trying to breathe, but the air in the room felt too thick, too warm. Then the heat hit. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't gradual. 1 second I was fine, and the next my entire body was on fire. My skin prickled. My stomach twisted. And the worst part? The absolute worst part? I could feel my scent breaking through. My suppressants were failing. Right here, right now, in front of 20 alphas who could buy and sell my entire existence without blinking. I pressed my pen so hard against my notebook that it snapped. The sound echoed. And that's when I felt it, the shift in the room. The way conversations stuttered. The way heads turned, slow and deliberate, like wolves catching the scent of something warm and vulnerable. My heart slammed against my ribs. No. 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 I kept my eyes on my screen, but I could feel them. All of them. Staring. "Is everything all right?" The voice came from my left. Low, smooth, dangerously calm. I didn't look up. I couldn't. "I'm fine," I whispered. But even I didn't believe it. My hands were shaking so badly I had to clasp them together under the table. Sweat beaded along my hairline. My vision swam. The heat was getting worse, crawling under my skin, making everything hypersensitive. I needed to leave. Now. I pushed my chair back. The scrape of metal against marble too loud in the sudden silence. "Excuse me." I managed, my voice cracking. "I just need..." I didn't finish. Because the moment I stood, the room exploded with pheromones. It hit me like a wave. Alpha pheromones. Strong, overwhelming, competing. My knees buckled. I grabbed the edge of the table to keep from collapsing, my breath coming in sharp, shallow gasps. The scent was everywhere, pine and smoke and something darker, something that made my Omega instinct scream. Someone moved. I forced my head up, my vision hazy, and that's when I saw them. 3 alphas. Standing now, staring at me like I was the only thing in the room. The first one was closest, tall, broad-shouldered, with sharp cheekbones and eyes so dark they looked black. His suit was perfectly tailored, his expression unreadable, but his hands were clenched at his sides, tight, controlled. MINHO KIM. Heir to the Kim family empire. Cold, calculated, untouchable. The second alpha was across the table, leaning forward now, his lips curved in something that wasn't quite a smile. Lighter hair, sharper jawline, a scar cutting through his left eyebrow. Dante Choi, the rival, the wild card. Dangerous in a way that had nothing to do with money. And the third, God. The third one made my chest tighten. He was younger, softer features, but his eyes burned gold, locked on me with an intensity that made my skin flush hotter. He stood slightly behind Minho, his hand gripping the back of a chair like he was holding himself back. JIHO KIM. Minho's younger brother. The one I wasn't supposed to know. The one I definitely wasn't supposed to have met 3 months ago in a dim bar when I thought my suppressants would hold. His eyes widened. Just barely, but I saw it. He recognized me. And judging by the way his jaw tightened, he hadn't forgotten either. Everyone out. Minho's voice cut through the room like a blade. I flinched. Chairs scraped. Murmurs rippled through the other alphas and betas. Confusion and tension thick in the air. But no one argued. Not with Minho Kim. Within seconds, the room emptied. Except for them, Minho, Dante, JIHO, and me, trembling in the center of it all, my body betraying me with every breath. Sit down before you fall. Minho's voice was calm. Too calm. I shook my head, my hands gripping the table's edge. I need to leave. You're not going anywhere. Dante's voice came from behind me now, and I spun, my pulse spiking. He'd moved without me noticing, blocking the door. His grin was sharp, predatory. Not like this. Let me go, I whispered, hating how weak I sounded. You're in heat. JIHO's voice was softer, but there was an edge to it, a crack in his usual composure. He stepped closer, his hands raised like he was approaching something fragile. Danny, you can't just... Don't. I cut him off, my voice breaking. Don't say my name like that. His jaw clenched. Hurt flashed across his face, but he didn't back down. Minho tilted his head, studying me with those unreadable dark eyes. You know my brother? I didn't answer. I couldn't, because the room was spinning now, the heat clawing deeper, and I could barely think past the pounding in my skull. We need to get him somewhere safe, JIHO said, his voice tight. He's going to, quote, I'm not going anywhere with you, I snapped, but my legs were shaking, my vision blurred. Any of you, Dante laughed. Low, dark. You really think you have a choice right now? Back off, Choi. Minho's voice dropped. Dangerous. He's not yours, and he's yours? Dante shot back, his grin vanishing. You don't even know him. I do. JIHO's voice was quiet, but the weight of it silenced them both. Minho's gaze snapped to his brother, sharp and cold. What did you just say? JIHO didn't look away. I know him. The air between them crackled. And me? I was drowning. My knees gave out. I hit the floor hard, gasping, my body shaking uncontrollably. The heat was unbearable now, burning through every nerve, every thought. I heard movement. Voices. Shouting. But all I could focus on was the feeling of hands strong, steady catching me before I collapsed completely. I've got you. JIHO's voice. Close. Too close. I tried to push him away, but my body wouldn't cooperate. And then I heard it. Minho's voice. Ice cold. Deadly. If you don't let him go right now, little brother, this meeting is over. Dante's laugh cut through the tension like broken glass. Over? He stepped forward, his eyes locked on JIHO's hands, still wrapped around my waist, holding me upright. You think you can call the shots here, Minho? Your little brother just admitted he knows this Omega. That changes everything. This quote ran on applies Scotting with Usig Bose. My head swam. I could barely process their words over the roar of heat consuming me from the inside out. Every nerve ending screamed. My skin was too tight, too hot. And JIHO's scent, clean cotton, and something woodsy was making it so much worse. I tried to pull away, but my body wouldn't cooperate. My fingers clutched at his sleeve instead, betraying me. Danny. JIHO's voice dropped lower, meant only for me. Look at me. I couldn't. If I looked at him, I'd remember. The bar, the conversation that lasted hours, the way he'd smiled at me like I was someone worth knowing, the way I'd left before anything could happen, because I knew getting involved with an alpha like him would destroy me. Let him go. Minho's footsteps echoed as he moved closer. The temperature in the room shifted, his pheromones rolling out in waves. Dominant, commanding, a direct challenge. JIHO's arms tightened around me. Protective. Possessive. He's going to collapse, JIHO said through gritted teeth. We need to get him out of here. Somewhere private, somewhere safe. Somewhere you can claim him, you mean? Dante's voice was poison sweet. He crouched down, bringing himself eye level with me. His grin was sharp enough to cut. Is that what happened 3 months ago, puppy? Did JIHO here get his hooks in you? Don't call him that, JIHO snapped. Dante's grin widened. Protective. How sweet. His gaze dragged over me, assessing, hungry. But you didn't mark him, didn't bond him, which means he's still fair game. My stomach twisted. Not from the heat this time, from fear. I said, get back. Minho's hands shot out, gripping Dante's shoulder and yanking him away from me. The movement was effortless, brutal. You're not touching him. Dante rose slowly, brushing off his suit jacket like Minho hadn't just manhandled him. But his eyes had gone cold, calculating. You don't get to decide that, Kim. Neither of you do. He turned his attention back to me, tilting his head. Tell me, Omega, do you even know who they are? What they're capable of? I forced my eyes open, my vision blurring at the edges. Dante's face swam in and out of focus. I know enough. Do you? He stepped closer again, ignoring Minho's warning growl. Do you know Minho's engaged? That he's supposed to bond with an Omega from the Park family next month to solidify a merger? His smile was vicious. Or that JIHO's been in and out of heat clubs for years, collecting Omegas like trophies? That's not... JIHO's voice cracked. That's not true, isn't it? Dante's gaze never left mine. And me? I'm the bastard son nobody talks about. The one they tried to buy off. The one who's going to take everything they think they own. He leaned in, his breath ghosting over my cheek. Including you. 100 bother breath. My heart hammered so hard I thought it might break through my ribs. Enough! Minho's hand closed around the back of Dante's neck, and suddenly Dante was being hauled backward, slammed against the conference table with enough force to rattle the water glasses. The sound jolted through me. You think I won't end you right here? Minho's voice was barely human. You think our family's truce means anything if you put your hands on what's mine? Yours? Dante laughed even as Minho's grip tightened. You don't even know his name. Danny Park. Minho's eyes cut to me, dark and burning. 24. Junior analyst. Started at Handstar 2 years ago. Top of his class at UCLA. Transferred here because his mother's family is in Busan. His jaw clenched. I know exactly who he is. Ice flooded my veins despite the heat raging through me. He'd been watching me. Researching me. Why? Let him go, Hyung. JIHO's voice was strained. This isn't helping. Minho held Dante for another heartbeat before releasing him with a shove. Dante straightened his collar, his smile returning sharper than before. So protective, Dante murmured. Both of you. It's almost like you're scared. His gaze slid between the brothers. Scared he'll choose me instead. He's not choosing anyone. I forced out, my voice hoarse. Because I'm leaving. I tried to stand on my own, pushing away from JIHO. My legs shook violently, but I locked my knees. Took one step. Then another. The room tilted. Strong hands caught me again, different hands this time. Larger, colder. Minho. He lifted me like I weighed nothing. One arm under my knees, the other supporting my back. My body screamed in protest and relief all at once. His scent hit me full force, expensive cologne, and something darker. Something that made my Omega instincts curl up in confusion. Danger. Safety. Danger. Safety. Put me down, I whispered. But it sounded more like pleading. No. His voice was absolute. Final. He started walking toward the private elevator at the back of the boardroom. JIHO moved with him immediately, blocking Dante's path when he tried to follow. You're making a mistake, Dante called out. He's going to break you, Kim, just like everything else you try to control. Minho didn't respond. Didn't even slow down. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime. He stepped inside, and JIHO followed, his hand slamming the button before Dante could reach us. The last thing I saw before the doors closed was Dante's smile. Promising, threatening, not over. The elevator started moving, and that's when I realized I was trapped in an enclosed space with two alphas who wanted me, my heat spiraling out of control, and absolutely no way out. Jiho's hand hovered near my face, not quite touching. Danny, I need you to breathe. I am breathing. I bit out. No, you're panicking. His voice softened. I can hear your heartbeat. Minho's grip on me tightened fractionally. Where are we taking him? My penthouse, Jiho said immediately. It's closer. Private. I have suppressants there. Your penthouse. Minho's tone was flat. Dangerous. So you can have him alone. So I can help him. Jiho shot back. Unless you have a better idea. The elevator jolted to a stop. Top floor. Executive suites. Minho stepped out first, still carrying me. I felt Jiho close behind, his presence a different kind of pressure. He's not staying with you, Minho said. Then where? Jiho's patience was fraying. I could hear it. Your office? Where your fiancé might show up? Where the entire company will smell him? Minho's jaw ticked. Fiancé. The word burned. Worse than the heat. There's a medical suite, Minho finally said. Third floor? Private? Locked. No one has access except you. Jiho's voice was bitter. How convenient. I'm still here, I managed to rasp out. Stop talking about me like I'm not. A door opened somewhere down the hall. Voices, footsteps, all three of us froze. Minho moved fast, shouldering open the nearest door, his private office, and carrying me inside. Jiho slipped in behind us, locking the door with a sharp click. The sudden silence was deafening. Minho set me down on the leather couch. But he didn't step back. Neither did Jiho. They flanked me, close enough that I could feel the heat radiating off both of them, their scents mixing into something overwhelming. I pressed back against the couch, my breathing ragged. You need to choose, Minho said quietly. Right now. Who do you trust? My laugh came out broken. Neither of you. Jiho flinched like I'd hit him. Minho's expression didn't change. Smart. He pulled off his suit jacket, draping it over my shoulders. It smelled like him, overwhelming and grounding all at once. But you're out of options, Danny. So who's it going to be? I looked between them. Minho, cold and controlled and clearly hiding something. Jiho, desperate and familiar and dangerous for entirely different reasons, and neither of them was letting me leave. Neither. I said again, forcing the word out through gritted teeth. I don't trust either of you. No, none. I seen. Minho's eyes narrowed. That's not an answer. It's the only answer you're getting. I tried to stand, but my legs betrayed me again. The heat was getting worse, waves of it crashing through me, making it impossible to think straight. Minho's jacket around my shoulders felt like both a comfort and a cage. Jiho dropped to his knees in front of me, his hands hovering just above my legs, not touching, but close enough that I could feel the warmth radiating from his palms. Danny, please. His voice cracked on my name. I know you're scared. I know you don't understand what's happening, but don't. I shoved his hands away, the contact sending electricity up my arms. Don't act like you care. You had 3 months to find me. 3 months to explain why you disappeared that night without a word. His face crumpled. I looked for you every day, but you gave me a fake number, a fake last name. You made sure I couldn't, because I knew better. My voice rose, hysteria creeping in at the edges. I knew exactly what would happen if I let myself believe someone like you could actually want someone like me. Someone like me? Jiho's eyes flashed gold, hurt, angry. What does that mean? It means you're a Kim. I gestured weakly at Minho, still standing over us like a sentinel. It means you're rich and powerful, and you collect Omegas like your brother collects business deals. Dante was right, wasn't he? About the clubs. About Dante is a liar. Minho's voice cut through the room like a blade. He twists the truth to serve himself. Always has. And you don't? I shot back. You've been watching me, researching me. Why? What could you possibly want with, you really don't know? Minho crouched down too, bringing himself to eye level. His presence was suffocating, intoxicating. Wrong. You don't know what you are to us? My heart stuttered. What are you talking about? Jiho and Minho exchanged a look. Something passed between them. Something heavy. Complicated. Tell him, Jiho said quietly. He deserves to know. Minho's jaw clenched. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, you're not random, Danny. This, he gestured between the three of us, isn't coincidence. Ice spread through my chest despite the heat. Explain. Now, Minho stood, pacing to the window. His reflection in the glass looked dangerous, haunted. 6 months ago, our family's Omega matcher ran your profile through our database. Standard procedure for any unmated Omega in our territory. Territory, like I was. Property. The results came back incompatible with standard matches, he continued, his voice carefully neutral. But when they ran you against our family specifically, he paused. You're a 98% compatibility match. With both of us. The room spun. That's impossible, I whispered. Those tests they're not accurate, they're accurate enough, Jiho said softly. He was still kneeling, still too close. When I met you at that bar, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. His hand flexed, like he wanted to reach for me but didn't dare. I felt it, the pull. I thought I was going crazy. So you ran. The accusation tasted bitter. You felt something real, and you ran. I ran because Minho told me about the test results the next morning. Jiho's eyes burned into mine. He told me you were matched to both of us, that the family was already making plans, that I needed to stay away from you or complicate everything. My gaze snapped to Minho. You knew. You knew he'd met me, and you told him to leave me alone. Yes. No hesitation. No apology. Why? Because I'm engaged. Minho's reflection didn't move. Because a bond between us would destroy that arrangement. Because our family needs that merger more than they need. He stopped. More than they need complications. So I'm a complication. My laugh sounded hysterical even to my own ears. That's what you're calling this. A complication. You're more than that. Jiho's hand finally made contact, his fingers wrapping around my wrist. His touch burned in the best and worst way. You're everything. That's the problem. I jerked away from him. From both of them. Stumbling to my feet, the room tilted violently, but I refused to fall. Refused to give them the satisfaction. Let me make this clear, I said, my voice shaking but firm. I don't care about your compatibility tests. I don't care about your family politics. And I definitely don't care about whatever claim you think you have on me. I yanked Minho's jacket off my shoulders, throwing it at his feet. I'm not some prize you get to fight over. Danny, Jiho started. No. I cut him off. You don't get to Danny me. You lost that right when you ghosted me. When you chose your family over what? Over a one-night conversation? Over something that could never have been real anyway? The heat spiked again, vicious and unrelenting. I gasped, my knees buckling. This time, neither of them caught me. I hit the floor hard, my palms slapping against cold marble. Pain shot through my wrists, but it was nothing compared to the fire in my veins. Suppressants. Minho's voice was sharp, commanding. Jiho, your bag. I don't have them. Jiho sounded panicked. I didn't think I didn't know this would happen today. Useless. Minho moved past me, yanking open a desk drawer. Glass bottles clinked. I keep emergency supplies. Standard protocol for Omegas you trap in your office? I bit out. He ignored me, returning with a small white pill and a bottle of water. Take this. Now. Take this. I stared at it. At him. How do I know it's actually a suppressant? Are you seriously? Minho's control cracked for the first time. Do you think I would? He stopped, breathing hard. When he spoke again, his voice was deadly calm. If I wanted to take advantage of you, Danny, I would have done it already. I wouldn't need drugs. The words should have terrified me. Instead, they sent a different kind of shiver down my spine. Dangerous. So dangerous. JIHO grabbed the pill from Minho's hand, holding it up to the light. It's real. I can see the pharmaceutical stamp. It's safe. And I should trust you? But even as I said it, I took the pill, swallowed it dry because my hands were shaking too badly to hold the water bottle. The relief was almost immediate. Not complete heat suppressants never worked that fast, but enough that I could breathe again. Think again. Enough to realize I was still on the floor between two alphas who looked at me like I was the answer to a question they hadn't figured out how to ask yet. This doesn't change anything, I said, forcing myself to stand. This time my legs held. Barely. Whatever your test says, whatever you think you feel, I'm not interested. Liar. Minho's voice was soft, devastating. Excuse me? He stepped closer, invading my space with the confidence of someone who'd never been told no. You're not interested. That's what you're telling yourself. That's what you want to believe. His eyes searched mine. But your scent tells a different story. Heat flooded my face. My scent is it's the heat. It doesn't mean, it means everything. JIHO was standing now too, flanking me from the other side. You're drawn to us, just like we're drawn to you. You can hate it, you can fight it, but you can't deny it. Watch me. I moved toward the door, putting distance between us. My hand closed around the handle. Locked? Of course it was locked. Let me out. I didn't turn around. Couldn't. Right now. Or I scream. I don't care who hears. I don't care what rumors start. Let me out. Silence. Then footsteps. Minho's hand appeared beside mine, a key card pressed against the reader. The lock clicked open. You're free to go, he said quietly. But Danny? I felt him lean closer, his breath ghosting over my neck. The suppressant will wear off in 3 hours, maybe 4, and when it does, you'll be right back where you started. Alone, vulnerable, with every alpha in this building able to smell exactly what you are. My hand froze on the handle. Or, JIHO added from behind me, his voice gentle but firm, you stay. You let us help. You let us claim me. I finished bitterly. Protect you. He corrected. I yanked the door open. Cold air from the hallway rushed in, clearing my head slightly. I'd rather take my chances out there, I said, stepping through. Then you're a fool, Minho replied. I looked back at him one last time. At both of them, standing in that office like two halves of something broken and beautiful and utterly impossible. Maybe, I agreed. But I'm a free fool. I walked away. I made it exactly 12 steps before I heard the emergency alarm start blaring, and Dante's voice over the building intercom. Attention Handstar Industries. We have an unregistered Omega in heat on the executive floor. All alphas, please respond to. The rest of his words were drowned out by the sound of doors opening. Footsteps. Voices. So many voices. I ran. My sneakers hit marble with sharp, echoing slaps as I sprinted down the hallway. Behind me, the sound of doors bursting open multiplied. Voices called out, some confused, some excited, some darkly interested. The alarm kept shrieking. I didn't look back. The suppressant Minho gave me was helping, dulling the worst of the heat. But it wasn't enough. Not with adrenaline flooding my system. Not with my scent spiraling out in waves of panic and omega pheromones that every alpha in this building could track like bloodhounds. Stupid. So stupid. I should have stayed in that office. Should have. No. No, I made the right choice. I wasn't going to be trapped, wasn't going to be claimed by alphas who saw me as a statistic, a compatibility score, a complication to be managed. The elevator bank loomed ahead. I slammed my palm against the down button. Once, twice, 3 times. Nothing. The display showed all cars were locked on different floors. Emergency protocol. Damn it. I spun, searching for the stairwell. Their red exit sign glowing at the end of another corridor. I ran. There. The shout came from behind me. Male. Unfamiliar. Close. Too close. My heart jackhammered against my ribs. I pushed harder. My legs burning, lungs screaming. The stairwell door was right there. Just 20 more feet. 15, 10. A hand caught the back of my shirt. I twisted violently, fabric tearing as I wrenched free. Didn't stop to see who it was. Couldn't. I hit the stairwell door with my shoulder, the metal slamming open, and then I was inside. Concrete stairs spiraling down into fluorescent-lit shadows. I grabbed the railing and vaulted down, taking stairs 3 at a time. Behind me, the door crashed open again. Stop running. Different voice. Deeper. We're not going to hurt you. Like I'd believe that. Footsteps echoed above me. Below me. Wait, below? I froze on the landing between floors 15 and 14, my breath coming in ragged gasps. Someone was coming up. I was trapped between them. The door to floor 14 was right there. I lunged for it, yanking it open and stumbling into another hallway. This one was darker, quieter. Executive offices with frosted glass doors. Empty, or so I thought. Well, I spun. Dante leaned against the wall beside the elevator bank, arms crossed, that predatory smile firmly in place. He wasn't even breathing hard, like he'd been waiting for me. That was quite the performance, he said, pushing off the wall. The whole building's in chaos. Alphas fighting on 3 different floors, security scrambling, and you. He tilted his head, studying me like a puzzle. You just keep running. Stay away from me. My back hit the wall. Nowhere left to go. Or what? He stepped closer. Not threatening. Not yet. But the potential was there, coiled in every muscle. You'll scream? Call for help? His smile widened. From who, exactly? The Kims? The ones who lied to you? The ones who've been planning your life without your consent? You're the one who announced me over the intercom. My voice shook with fury. You put a target on my back. I gave you the truth. He stopped just outside my personal space, close enough that I could smell him sharp, cold, like winter pine. They were never going to let you leave. Minho and JIHO? They'd have kept you in that office, worn you down until you had no choice but to accept their claim. At least this way, he gestured vaguely toward the chaos audible through the stairwell door. You get to see what you're really worth. I'm not worth anything to you. Wrong. His eyes glinted. You're worth everything. A 98% match to the Kim brothers? Do you have any idea what kind of leverage that gives me? He leaned in, his voice dropping to a whisper. If I claim you first, their entire family structure collapses. The merger falls apart. The balance of power shifts. Everything they've built gone. Ice crawled down my spine. You want to use me as a weapon? I want to use you as a key. He reached out, his fingers ghosting over my jaw. I flinched, but had nowhere to go. To unlock everything they've kept from me, everything I'm owed. I'm not. My breath hitched as the heat spiked again, the suppressant wearing thin. I'm not doing this. You don't have a choice. His thumb pressed against my pulse point. Your heat's coming back. You can feel it, can't you? And when it hits full force, you're going to need an alpha. Multiple alphas. Probably, given how strong your scent is. His eyes darkened. Question is, do you want it to be them? Or someone who actually sees you as a person? You don't see me as a person. I shoved at his chest, but he didn't budge. You just admitted. I see you as an opportunity, he corrected. But that doesn't mean I can't appreciate the package. His hand slid down to my waist, pulling me closer. Stay with me, Danny. Let me protect you from them. And in return, let him go, Choi. JIHO's voice cracked through the hallway like a whip. Dante's grip tightened for a moment before releasing me entirely. He stepped back, hands raised in mock surrender. Kim. How predictable. JIHO stood at the stairwell entrance, chest heaving, his eyes pure gold. Feral. Behind him, Minho emerged, slower, more controlled, but no less dangerous. Step away from him, Minho said quietly. Now. Or what? Dante's smile was all teeth. You'll start a war in your own building? During business hours? Think of the headlines. I'm thinking of what I'll do to you if you touch him again, JIHO snarled, moving forward. JIHO. Don't. I started. But the words died as he crossed the distance between us in 3 long strides, putting himself bodily between me and Dante. The scent that rolled off him was overwhelming. Protective, possessive, furious. "You don't get to do this," JIHO said, his voice shaking. "You don't get to twist this into your revenge game. He's not—" He stopped, breathing hard. "He's not part of this. He became part of this the moment your family ran that compatibility test," Dante shot back. "The moment they decided his fate without asking him. I'm just being honest about it." "Honest?" JIHO laughed, bitter and broken. "You're using him, just like you've used every Omega who's ever trusted you." Something flickered across Dante's face. Something raw, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. "At least I'm honest about my intentions. Can you say the same?" He looked past JIHO, directly at me. "Ask him, Danny. Ask him why he really disappeared that night. Why he really stayed away." "I already told him," JIHO started. "You told him part of it," Dante interrupted. "But did you tell him about the contract? About the agreement your family made with his mother's family 5 years ago?" The floor dropped out from under me. "What?" JIHO's shoulders stiffened. "Dante, don't—" "They've been planning this for years," Dante continued, his voice cutting. "Your mother's family owed the Kims money. A lot of money. The deal was simple. They'd forgive the debt if you agreed to bond with one of them when you came of age." His smile was cruel. "You thought you had a choice. You never did." I couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. "That's not JIHO. Tell me that's not true." JIHO turned to face me, and the guilt written across his features told me everything. "Danny, His hand reached for me. I slapped it away. "Don't touch me!" "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" My voice broke. "What is it, JIHO? Because it sounds like you've known about me for 5 years. It sounds like that night at the bar wasn't fate or coincidence. It was horror dawned. It was reconnaissance. You were checking up on your family's investment." "No." He looked destroyed. "No, I swear, I didn't know it was you until after—" "Liar." The word ripped out of me. "You're all liars." Minho's voice cut through the chaos, cold and sharp. "He's telling the truth. JIHO didn't know. None of us did until the matcher ran your profile. The original arrangement was with our father's generation. It was supposed to be forgotten, written off as a bad deal." His eyes met mine. "But then you showed up, and everything changed." "Everything changed," I repeated numbly. "You're so much more than that," JIHO whispered. "Then prove it." I looked at all three of them, Dante with his cruel truths, JIHO with his guilty desperation, MINHO with his cold calculation. "Let me go, all of you. Just let me go." "I can't," JIHO said. "I won't," MINHO added. "I'd rather die." Dante finished with a grin. The heat roared back with a vengeance, the suppressant finally failing completely. My knees buckled. This time, 3 sets of hands reached for me. I didn't know whose I grabbed onto as the world went black. I came to with silk sheets against my skin and 3 different scents battling for dominance in the air. My eyes snapped open. Unfamiliar ceiling, crown molding, soft amber lighting from fixtures that probably cost more than my car. The bed beneath me was massive, the kind that belonged in luxury hotels or penthouses. I bolted upright and immediately regretted it. The heat slammed into me like a physical force, stealing my breath. Every nerve ending was on fire. My skin felt too tight, too hot, and the worst part, the absolutely worst part, was the hollow ache low in my belly that wouldn't stop screaming for something I couldn't name. Wouldn't name. Easy. MINHO appeared in my line of vision, holding a glass of water. He'd removed his tie, rolled up his sleeves. Looked almost human, without the corporate armor. Almost. "Where am I?" My voice came out hoarse. "My penthouse. Top floor. Medical suite." He set the water on the nightstand. "You've been out for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. God, it felt like seconds. I looked around wildly. Floor-to-ceiling windows showing Seoul's skyline. Minimalist furniture. Door to the left bathroom maybe. Door straight ahead. It opened. JIHO walked in carrying what looked like medical supplies. His eyes found mine immediately, relief and guilt warring across his features. You're awake. Thank God. He moved toward the bed, then stopped himself, keeping distance. How do you feel? Like I've been hit by a truck. I pushed the sheets away, swinging my legs over the side of the bed. The room spun violently, but I gritted my teeth. Where's Dante? Dealing with security, Minho said. The building's been locked down. No one in or out until you what? I cut him off. Until you figure out which one of you gets to claim the prize? JIHO flinched. It's not like that. Then what is it like? I forced myself to stand. My legs shook but held. Explain to me how this is anything other than three alphas fighting over an omega they see as property. We don't, JIHO started. You do. I looked at him, really looked at him, at the boy I'd talked to for hours in that dim bar, who'd made me laugh, who'd made me believe maybe, just maybe, I could have something real. Your family's known about me for 5 years. 5 years, JIHO. And you never thought to mention that? Never thought maybe I deserved to know my life was being planned without my consent? I didn't know. His voice broke. I swear to God, Danny, I didn't know until when? Until after you made me feel something? Until after I'd already started? I stopped myself. No, I wasn't giving him that. It doesn't matter. It matters to me, he whispered. Well, it shouldn't. I turned to Minho. Where are my clothes? He gestured to a chair. My shirt, torn from earlier. My pants, rumpled. My shoes, somehow still intact. I grabbed them, not caring that my hands shook, not caring that putting on pants while in heat felt like torture. I got dressed anyway, every movement deliberate, controlled. You can't leave, Minho said. It wasn't a request. Watch me, Danny. He moved between me and the door. You're in heat. The building is full of alphas who now know exactly what you are. The moment you step outside this room, I'll handle it. I met his eyes. I've been handling myself just fine for 24 years without any of you. Have you? His gaze was piercing. Is that why you're on the strongest suppressants on the market? Why you wear scent blockers every day? Why you haven't had a proper heat in 3 years? He stepped closer. You're not handling it, Danny. You're surviving it. There's a difference. My throat tightened. You don't know anything about me. I know more than you think. His voice softened dangerously. I know you put yourself through college working 3 jobs. I know your mother died when you were 16 and your father remarried within a year. I know you haven't spoken to him since. His hand reached up, stopping just short of my face. I know you're terrified of being seen as weak, of being reduced to your designation, of losing the control you fought so hard to maintain. Tears burned behind my eyes. I refuse to let them fall. If you know all that, then you know why I can't stay here. And if you know anything about me, he said quietly, you know I don't give up what's mine. I'm not yours. Not yet. His thumb brushed my cheek when had he closed the distance, catching a tear I hadn't realized escaped. But you will be. The certainty in his voice should have terrified me. Instead, it sent heat pooling lower, the omega part of me responding to the alpha command in ways I hated. Hyung. JIHO's voice was strained. You're making it worse. Minho stepped back immediately, and I could breathe again. He's right, JIHO continued, though he looked pained to admit it. Your pheromones, they're triggering his heat response. We need to. He stopped, running a hand through his hair. We need to give him space. Space won't help him. Minho countered. What he needs is, don't. I held up a hand. Don't tell me what I need. Either of you. I looked between them. You want to help? Then answer my questions. Honestly, no more half-truths. No more corporate manipulation. Just, my voice cracked. Just the truth. They exchanged a look. Anything, JIHO said. The arrangement, I forced out. The one between your family and mine. Tell me everything. JIHO's jaw tightened. Minho's expression went carefully blank. Tell me, I repeated. Or I walk out that door right now and take my chances with whoever's out there. Your mother's family borrowed money from our father, Minho started, his voice clinical. Detached. 20 million. They were going to lose everything, their business, their home. Our father offered a deal. He'd forgive the debt if they agreed to a future bond, their Omega child for one of his alpha sons. My stomach turned. My mother agreed to that? Your mother was desperate, JIHO said softly. And the bond wasn't supposed to happen for years. She probably thought she'd find a way out. I finished bitterly. But she died. And my father. The pieces clicked together. My father knows. That's why he cut me off. That's why he wanted nothing to do with me after she died. He was scared, Minho said. Of our family. Of what would happen if he didn't comply. So he just what? Handed me over? He signed the updated contract 3 years ago, Minho confirmed. When you turned 21, it gave our family first claim on any bonding. First claim. Like I was a piece of real estate. And neither of you thought to tell me this, I said slowly. When you ran your compatibility test 6 months ago, we couldn't, JIHO burst out. The family lawyers, they had restrictions. We weren't allowed to approach you directly until what? Silence. Then Minho. Until you went into heat in our presence. The room tilted again. You set this up. The meeting. Bringing me there. All of it. No. JIHO looked horrified. No, Danny. I swear. We didn't know you'd, but you hoped, I realized, ice flooding my veins. You brought me to that meeting hoping something would trigger my heat, hoping to force this situation. It wasn't like that, JIHO pleaded. Then how was it? The door opened before he could answer. Dante walked in, blood on his knuckles, his shirt torn. He took one look at the scene, me standing, dressed, clearly about to bolt, the two Kims looking guilty as sin, and laughed. Told him about the contract, did you? He wiped his bloody hand on his ruined shirt. How's that working out for you? Get out, Minho growled. Can't. Building's on lockdown, remember? You're doing. Dante's eyes found mine. Though I have to say, I'm impressed. Most Omegas would have submitted by now. You? You're still fighting. He tilted his head. Makes me want you. Even more. No merced, inspected on sound. Stop talking, I said tiredly. Make me. He stepped closer, ignoring Minho's warning growl. Better yet, come with me. Right now. I'll get you out of here. Away from them. Away from all of this. So you can use me instead. I said flatly. At least I'm honest about my intentions. He offered his hand. Come on, puppy. Let's go start a war. I looked at his hand. Bloody. Dangerous. Wrong. Then at JIHO. Desperate. Guilty. Broken. Then at Minho. Controlled. Calculating. Certain. 3 alphas. 3 different kinds of chains. The heat pulsed through me again, stronger this time. Demanding. Soon I wouldn't be able to think at all. Soon my body would make the choice my mind refused to, unless I did something drastic. I walked to the window. Looked down at Seoul stretched out 40 floors below. Then I turned back to face them. None of you get to claim me, I said clearly. Not today. Not ever. I pressed my palm against the window release. Danny, don't. JIHO lunged forward. Too late. The window opened, and I stepped onto the ledge. Wind whipped through my hair, cold and sharp against my overheated skin. 40 floors up. Nothing between me and the street below, except air and the slim ledge beneath my feet. I wasn't planning to jump, but they didn't know that. Danny. Minho's voice was carefully controlled. Too controlled. Step back inside. I pressed my back against the building's exterior, arms spread for balance. The ledge was maybe 6 inches wide. Enough room. Barely. Come any closer and I slip, I said. My voice didn't shake. That surprised me. You're not going to slip. JIHO sounded like he was barely holding himself together. You're not Danny, please, just what? Come back inside so you can finish your negotiation. Figure out which one of you bought the right to own me. The wind gusted again, and I swayed. All 3 of them moved forward instinctively. I held up one hand. Stay there. They froze. For the first time since this nightmare started, I had control. They couldn't touch me. Couldn't use their pheromones or their words or their money to bend me to their will. Out here, on this ledge, I was untouchable. It felt like power. It felt like freedom. It felt like madness. This is insane, Dante said, but his usual smirk was gone. He actually looked worried. You're going to get yourself killed over what? Over choice, I corrected. Something none of you seem to understand. We understand. Minho took one careful step closer to the window. Just one. His hands were raised, placating. We understand you're terrified, that you feel trapped, that we've... He stopped, something cracking in his composed facade. That we've failed you. All of us. Failed me? A harsh laugh escaped. You've never even tried for me. I'm a contract obligation, a compatibility score, a way to settle old debts or start new wars. The heat pulsed through me again, and I gritted my teeth, fighting to stay focused. None of you see me as a person. That's not true, JIHO whispered. His eyes were wet. Danny, that night at the bar was a lie. I cut him off. Everything was a lie. You knew your family had a claim on me. Maybe you didn't know the specifics, but you knew something. And you still, my voice broke. You still made me believe. It wasn't a lie. He moved closer to the window, right next to Minho now. What I felt that night, what I feel now, that's real. The connection between us, it's biology, I said flatly. Pheromones and compatibility tests and omega instincts. It's not real. You don't believe that. I have to believe that. Because the alternative that what I felt with JIHO was real, that this pull toward both brothers was genuine, that even Dante's dangerous intensity called to something in me was too terrifying to accept. If I believe it's real, then I have to accept that I have no control, that my body will always override my mind, that I'm exactly what society says omegas are weak, driven by instinct, unable to resist alpha commands. You're the strongest person I've ever met, JIHO said fiercely. You're standing on a ledge 40 floors up, heat tearing through you, fighting 3 alphas who could... He stopped himself. Could what? I challenged. Overpower me? Force a bond? You could. All of you could. Especially now, when my heat's taking over. So why haven't you? Soup. Silence. Then Minho, quiet and devastated. Because that's not what we want. Then what do you want? You. Simple. Direct. Not your compliance. Not your resignation. You. Choosing us. Wanting us back. The wind picked up again. My foot slipped slightly and my heart lurched. 3 sharp inhales came from inside the room. Careful, Dante said, and his voice was different now. No manipulation. No games. Just fear. Please, puppy, be careful. Why do you care? I asked him. You don't even know me. I'm just a means to an end for you. I thought that, he admitted. When I first learned about you, about the connection to the Kims, I thought you were a perfect weapon, something I could use to destroy them. He ran a bloody hand through his hair. But then I saw you running through that hallway, terrified but still fighting, still refusing to give up. His eyes met mine. You reminded me of someone. Who? Me. He smiled, sad and bitter. Before they broke me. Something in his voice made my chest ache. What happened to you? Same thing that's happening to you, he said. Powerful families deciding my fate, treating me like property. The difference is I stopped fighting. I let them make me into this. He gestured at himself. Into someone who hurts people before they can hurt me. Someone who uses others because I was used. So this is what? Your redemption arc? But my voice had lost its edge. Gone off saints are. No. He shook his head. I'm too far gone for redemption. But maybe. He looked at JIHO and Minho. Something complicated crossing his features. Maybe I can stop one person from ending up like me. By helping them claim me? By helping you escape. He said it so simply. If that's what you want, If you really want to walk away from this from us, I'll make it happen. I'll get you out of Seoul. New identity. Suppressants that actually work. Whatever you need. Minho's head snapped toward him. You're lying. For once? I'm not. Dante's smile was genuine. Painful. Let me do one good thing. Just one. The heat spiked viciously and my knees buckled. I gasped, grabbing at the building behind me. My fingers scraped against glass and metal, searching for purchase. Danny! All three voices, simultaneous. Panicked. I caught myself. Barely. My breathing came harsh and fast. You can't stay out there much longer, Minho said, his control fracturing. The heat's getting worse. You're going to fall. You're going to... His voice broke. Please. Please come inside. Why? Tears streamed down my face now. From pain, from fear, from the horrible, traitorous want building inside me. So you can watch me lose myself? Watch my body betray everything I believe in? So we can help you through it, JIHO said. However you need, whatever you want. Will God, Danny. We'll sit on the other side of the room if that's what you need. We'll leave entirely. Just please don't. His voice cracked. Don't do this. I'm not doing anything, I said. I'm just standing here, making a choice for once in my life. This isn't a choice. Minho's hands clenched. This is self-destruction. There's a difference. Is there? The world swam. The heat was winning. Soon I'd have no thoughts left. No resistance. Just need. Because from where I'm standing, staying with you feels like self-destruction too. Then what do you want? Minho's voice rose, actual emotion breaking through. Tell us what you want and we'll give it to you. Anything. Everything. I want... My vision blurred. I want to not want this. I want to not feel this pull toward all three of you. I want my suppressants to work, and my heat to disappear, and my life to go back to being boring and safe and mine. The words tumbled out, desperate. I want to not be an Omega. I want to not feel like prey. I want. My foot slipped. For real this time. I fell backward, off the ledge, nothing but empty air behind me. Time slowed. I saw their faces, Minho's horror, JIHO's anguish, Dante's shock. I saw the window frame getting farther away. I saw Seoul's lights spinning. Then hands strong, desperate, caught my wrist. The jolt nearly dislocated my shoulder. I screamed, my body slamming against the building exterior. Pain exploded through me. I've got you. JIHO's voice strained. He was leaning out the window, gripping my wrist with both hands. His face was white. I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Minho appeared beside him, reaching down, his hand closing around my other wrist. Don't let go, he commanded. Not to me. To JIHO. Never. JIHO gritted out. They pulled. My body scraped against the building as they dragged me up. Metal cut into my skin. Glass edges bit. I couldn't help, my muscles were useless. The heat and fear and pain overwhelming everything. Dante appeared in the window too, reaching down, grabbing my shirt. Together, they hauled me back inside. I collapsed on the floor, shaking violently. Blood dripped from scrapes on my arms. My shoulder screamed. The heat roared through me, worse than before, my body punishing me for the adrenaline spike. You're okay. JIHO was on the floor beside me, his hands hovering over me like he didn't know where to touch. You're okay. You're okay. I'm not okay, I sobbed. Nothing about this is okay. Minho crouched down, his hand gentle on my uninjured shoulder. You're right. None of this is okay. We've handled everything wrong. We've hurt you, scared you, treated you like... He stopped, like something to be won instead of someone to be cherished. Pretty words. I managed through tears and pain and heat, but they don't change anything. Then let us change everything, Dante said. He was sitting against the wall, looking as shaken as I'd ever seen him. Starting now, no more games, no more manipulation. He looked at the brothers. No more contracts or compatibility tests or family obligations. What are you suggesting? Minho asked carefully. I'm suggesting we let him choose. Dante's eyes found mine. Really choose. No pressure. No heat clouding his judgment. We get him through this. He gestured at my trembling form. And then we let him decide. Stay. Go. Choose one of us. Choose all of us. Choose none of us. And if he chooses to leave? Jiho's voice was small. Then we let him, Dante said firmly. And we make sure he has everything he needs to disappear, to be safe, to be free. I stared at him. At all of them? You'd really do that? My voice was barely a whisper. Yes, Minho said. Yes. Jiho echoed. Yes. Dante finished. But first, he stood, moving to what looked like a medical cabinet. First, we get you through this heat, because like it or not, puppy, you're not making any rational decisions right now. He pulled out a syringe, medical-grade suppressant, the kind they used in hospitals. This will knock you out, he said. Give your body time to reset. When you wake up, he held my gaze. When you wake up, the choice is yours. I looked at the syringe, at the three alphas watching me with varying degrees of hope and fear and guilt, at the open window behind them, at the freedom I'd almost fallen into. Okay, I whispered, and let the darkness take me. Consciousness returned slowly, like surfacing from deep water. My body felt heavy. Wrong. The familiar fire of heat was gone, replaced by a hollow ache that was somehow worse. Medical suppressants always left me feeling scraped out inside, like something essential had been carved away. I kept my eyes closed, cataloging sensations. Soft sheets, clean scent, antiseptic, not arousal. Quiet breathing nearby. Multiple sources. They'd stayed. All three of them. He's awake, Minho said softly. His heartbeat changed. I opened my eyes. The room was dim, curtains drawn against what might have been daylight or darkness. I had no idea how long I'd been out. Minho sat in a chair beside the bed, still in his dress shirt but rumpled now. Tie gone, sleeves rolled up. He looked exhausted. Jiho was slumped in another chair across the room, his head tilted back, eyes closed. Not asleep, though. His fingers drummed against the armrest in an anxious rhythm. Dante stood by the window, arms crossed, staring out at Seoul. His bloody shirt had been replaced with a clean black t-shirt that hung loose on his frame. He didn't turn around, but his shoulders tensed. Water, I croaked. Minho moved immediately, pouring from a pitcher on the nightstand. He helped me sit up, his hands steady on my back, and I hated how good it felt. How right. I drank. The water was cold, perfect. I finished the entire glass. More? Minho asked. I shook my head, tested my voice. How long? 18 hours, Jiho answered, his eyes opening, red-rimmed. He'd been crying. The suppressant was strong, medical grade. He stopped. We weren't sure you'd wake up, hoping I wouldn't. The words came out bitter. No? His voice broke. God, no. Danny, when you fell, when we pulled you back and you were shaking and bleeding and we thought. He pressed his palms against his eyes. I thought we'd killed you. You almost did, I said flatly. Then because I was apparently a glutton for punishment. Why did you catch me? Silence. Then Dante, still facing the window. Because losing, you would have destroyed us. You barely know me. We know enough. He finally turned. His eyes were dark, haunted. We know you're brave enough to stand on a ledge 40 floors up to maintain your autonomy. We know you'd rather die than be owned. We know, his jaw clenched. We know we're the villains in your story, and we hate it. Not villains, I said quietly. Just complicated. That's generous. I'm not feeling generous. I pushed the sheets back, testing my limbs. Everything hurt, but nothing was broken. My shoulder where they'd caught me throbbed viciously. I'm feeling trapped and angry, and the hollow ache intensified. Empty, the suppressant, Minho explained. It forces your body into a false stable state, shuts down omega responses completely. You'll feel disconnected for a few days. Good. I swung my legs over the bed, stood, swayed. Jiho moved forward instinctively but stopped himself when I held up a hand. Don't, I said. Just don't. He stepped back, hands raised. I walked to the window, putting distance between myself and the bed, and all three alphas. My reflection stared back from the glass, pale, bruised, hollow-eyed, a stranger. You promised me a choice, I said, still looking at my reflection. When I woke up, you said the choice would be mine. It is, Minho confirmed. Then I need answers first. Real ones. No more corporate speak. No more half-truths. I turned to face them. Why me? And don't say compatibility scores. I want the real reason. They exchanged glances. I'll go first, Dante said. He moved to the bed, sitting on the edge, elbows on his knees. I already told you part of it. You're a weapon I can use against them. But that's not the whole truth. He looked up at me. The whole truth is scarier. Creston Kurs of you are. In him Gaverzast of you are sen, or Pylades Salpha by. Try me. You make me want to be better. He said it like a confession, like something shameful. I've spent 10 years building myself into someone cruel, someone who doesn't care. It's armor, protection. But when I look at you, he shook his head, the armor cracks, and that terrifies me. I studied him, the hard lines of his face, the vulnerability bleeding through. You could have just left me alone. I tried. His smile was painful. I really, really tried. But then you ran through that hallway, heat tearing through you, and you still fought, still refused to give up. And I thought, his voice dropped. I thought, maybe if someone like you could see something worth saving in me. I'm not your redemption, I said gently. That's not fair to either of us. I know. He looked away, but I can't seem to stop wanting it anyway. I turned to JIHO. Your turn. Anyone. Looking Al to him, he stood, moving closer but maintaining careful distance. That night at the bar, I meant what I said. I didn't know who you were, didn't know about the compatibility scores or the contract. He laughed. Broken. I just saw you sitting there, looking so out of place and so completely yourself, and I couldn't look away. But you found out, I said. The next morning, Minho told you, and you still left without a word, because I was scared. Tears tracked down his face openly now. Because Minho said if I pursued you, it would complicate everything. The family had plans, strategies, and I've spent my whole life being the good son, the obedient one, following the rules. His hands clenched. But every day since then, I've regretted it. Every single day, I've wanted to find you, tell you the truth, beg you to. He stopped. To what? To choose me anyway, he whispered. Even knowing everything. Even knowing I'm part of this family that's hurt you. I wanted you to choose me. My chest ached. You wanted me to absolve you. Yes. He didn't deny it. I wanted you to make it okay that I was a coward, that I put my family's expectations above. He gestured helplessly between us. Above this. That's not fair either, I said. I know. He wiped his face roughly. Nothing about this is fair. I looked at Minho. And you? What's your excuse? He stood slowly, moving to the window beside me. Close enough that I could feel his warmth but not touching. I don't have one, he said simply. I knew about you for 6 months. Knew your name, your face, your history. Knew my brother had met you. Knew you were caught in a situation you didn't choose. He stared out at Seoul. And I did nothing. Because it was easier. Because acknowledging you meant acknowledging that everything my family built, every business deal, every strategic alliance sits on a foundation of treating people like commodities. So why acknowledge me now? Because you almost died. His reflection met mine in the glass. Because I watched you step onto that ledge, and I realized all the power I have, all the control I've spent my life cultivating. It means nothing if I can't protect the one person who actually matters. I don't want to matter to you, I said, but even I heard the lie in it. Too late. His hand lifted, hovering near my face. May I? I should have said no. Should have maintained distance. Instead, I nodded. His fingers touched my cheek, gentle, reverent. The compatibility test wasn't wrong, Danny. When I'm near you, I feel... He stopped, searching for words. Complete. Like I've been half empty my entire life and didn't realize it until you. That's just biology, I whispered. Is it? His thumb brushed my cheekbone. Then why does it feel like choice? I pulled away, my heart hammering. Because you want it to. Because claiming me as fated makes it easier to ignore that this started with a contract, that my consent was never part of the equation. You're right. He didn't argue, didn't deflect. You're absolutely right, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to separate what's real from what's constructed. But he turned to face me fully. I know I want to try. If you'll let me. Let you. I repeated. Like I have any real power here. You have all the power, Dante said from the bed. You always have. We're just finally admitting it. I looked at the three of them. Dante with his broken armor, JIHO with his guilt and longing, MINHO with his careful control fracturing. Three alphas who could destroy me in different ways. Three alphas who, impossibly, I wanted. I can't do this, I said. The words hurt coming out. I can't choose between you. I can't. My voice cracked. I can't be what you need me to be. We're not asking you to choose, MINHO said. I blinked. What? Between us, JIHO clarified, standing. We're not asking you to choose between us. Then what are you asking? The three of them looked at each other. Something passed between them. An understanding. An agreement. We're asking if you'll choose all of us, Dante said. Or none of us. But not, he gestured. Not this half measure where we tear you apart fighting. My mouth went dry. You want what? Some kind of pact bond, MINHO finished. Unorthodox. Complicated. Probably disastrous. His eyes burned into mine. But honest. You're insane, I whispered. Probably, JIHO agreed. But we're also serious. I backed away, my mind spinning. You three hate each other. Well, we did, Dante admitted. But apparently, we hate the idea of losing you more. This is no, this is too much. You can't just, I gestured wildly. You can't just decide to share me like I'm some. We're not deciding anything, MINHO interrupted. You are. We're just giving you options. Options? I repeated numbly. Option 1. You leave. Tonight. Dante gets you out of Seoul. New identity, new life. We never contact you again. My chest tightened. And option 2? And you stay, JIHO said softly. You give us a chance, give this a chance to build something real. A pact bond with three alphas who've manipulated me from the start, I said flatly. Yes, MINHO said. No apology. Just truth. That's insane. Yes, Dante echoed. I'd be stupid to even consider it. Yes, JIHO whispered. I closed my eyes. Breathed. Tried to think past the hollow ache, the exhaustion, the horrible, traitorous hope building in my chest. If I stay, I opened my eyes. If I even consider this thing's change, everything changes. Fersen? Apps? How? MINHO asked. No more contracts. No more family obligations. No more decisions made about me without me. I looked at each of them. I'm not property. I'm not a debt payment. I'm not a weapon. If I stay, it's as an equal. A partner, not, I struggled for the word, not a possession. Agreed, MINHO said immediately. Agreed, JIHO echoed. Agreed, Dante finished. Then quieter. We don't want to own you, puppy. We want to deserve you. The words broke something in me. I sank to the floor, my back against the wall, and started laughing. Broken, hysterical laughter that turned into sobs. All three of them moved toward me. I held up a hand. Don't. Just give me a minute. Towning were contam. Don't make her han. And there's a paracan of rain. They stopped. Waited. I cried. For the life I'd lost. For the choice that had been stolen. for the impossible situation I was in, for the fact that despite everything, despite all of it, I wanted to stay. Finally, I looked up at them through tears. I need time, I said. I can't decide this now. Not with the suppressants, not with everything. I gestured helplessly. I need space to think. How much time? Dante asked. I don't know. Days, weeks, however long it takes. And in the meantime? Minho's voice was carefully neutral. In the meantime, I stood, wiping my face. You prove it. You prove I'm not just a contract or a score or a weapon. You prove I matter as more than an Omega. How? JIHO asked desperately. I looked at him. At all of them. Figure it out. That's your test. Not mine. I walked to the door. Where are you going? Minho asked. Home, I said. My apartment. My space. Alone. I turned the handle. Don't follow me. Don't send security. Don't. My voice hardened. Don't make me regret not choosing option 1. The door opened. I stepped through. No one stopped me. I made it 3 steps into the hallway before my legs gave out. The medical suppressant had dulled the heat, but it had also drained every ounce of strength I had left. My knees hit expensive carpet and I caught myself on trembling arms, breathing hard. The door behind me stayed closed. They were keeping their promise. Not following. Not interfering. Part of me hated them for it. Part of me, the part I didn't want to acknowledge, was disappointed. I forced myself up. Leaned against the wall. The hallway stretched endlessly in both directions. Identical doors with gleaming brass numbers. Executive floor. Minho's territory. I needed to find the elevator. Needed to get out before. Well, look what we have here. I froze. A woman emerged from a door down the hall. Tall, elegant, wearing a designer dress that probably cost more than my car. Her dark hair was pulled back in a perfect chignon. Her smile was poison. You must be the Omega causing all the chaos, she said, her heels clicking as she approached. I'm Minji Park, Minho's fiancé. Ice flooded my veins. I'm leaving, I managed. Pushing off the wall. Are you? She tilted her head, studying me like I was an interesting specimen. You look like you can barely stand. Here, she gestured toward an open door. Come, sit. We should talk. I don't think. I insist. Her smile sharpened. Unless you'd prefer to collapse in the hallway where anyone could find you. The building's still on partial lockdown, you know. All those alphas, still worked up from your scent earlier. Threat wrapped in concern. I knew that game, but she was right. I couldn't make it to the elevator like this, and passing out in a public hallway would be worse than… Fine, I said. But I'm not staying long. She led me into what looked like a private lounge. Leather furniture, a bar, floor-to-ceiling windows showing Seoul at night, or was it day? I still had no idea. I sank onto the couch before my legs could betray me again. Minji poured 2 glasses of water, offering me one. I took it warily, not drinking. Don't worry, she said, amused. It's not poisoned. I'm not that dramatic. She settled into the chair across from me, crossing her legs. Though I'll admit, when I heard about you, my first instinct was violence. Comforting, I muttered. But then I thought, why? Why waste energy being angry at you? You didn't ask for this any more than I did. She sipped her water. We're both just pawns in their family games. I studied her. Looking for the trap. You don't seem upset that your fiancé is obsessed with another Omega? She laughed, brittle and sharp. Oh, I'm furious. But not at you. At him. At his family. At this entire antiquated system that treats us like… She gestured vaguely. Trading cards. Then why are you here? Because I wanted to see you for myself. Her eyes assessed me, clinical. Wanted to understand what makes you worth destroying a multi-billion-dollar merger. What makes you worth risking everything? She leaned forward. Tell me, Danny, what's so special about you? Nothing, I said honestly. I'm just… Don't. Her voice cut like glass. Don't do that self-deprecating thing. It's boring. She set down her glass. You have 3 of the most powerful alphas in Seoul, ready to tear each other apart over you. That's not nothing. It's biology. Compatibility scores. Is it? She stood, moving to the window. I'm compatible with Minho too. 92%. That's why our families arranged this marriage. But he's never looked at me the way he looks at you. Her reflection in the glass was cold. Never fought for me. Never risked anything. Maybe he doesn't love you, I said quietly. Of course he doesn't. She turned, and for the first time, I saw real emotion crack through. But I thought I hoped he might grow too. That compatibility and proximity in time would create something real. Her laugh was hollow. Then you showed up and proved me wrong. Proved that some connections can't be manufactured, no matter how perfect the score. My throat tightened. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. She walked back, standing over me. Just answer my question. Are you going to take him from me? I don't. I stopped. Thought about what I actually wanted. I don't know. Wrong answer. She crouched down, eye level now. You should know. Because if you're going to destroy my life, my family's future, everything I've worked for you should at least have the conviction to own it. Your family's future shouldn't depend on who Minho bonds with, I said, anger sparking. That's the problem. All of this. I gestured wildly, treating people like assets, like our bonds are just business transactions. Welcome to our world. She stood. It's not fair, it's not right, but it's reality. And reality doesn't care about your moral objections. Maybe it should. She laughed, genuinely surprised. You really believe that you can change things? She shook her head. You can't. The system's too big, too entrenched. The best you can do is survive it, or break it, I said. By doing what? Bonding with all three of them? Her eyebrow arched. Creating some scandal that destroys multiple families? You think that makes you a revolutionary? It makes you a cautionary tale. Better than being a transaction. Is it? She moved to the door, opening it. Go home, Danny. Think about what you really want. Because the moment you make your choice, her smile was sharp. There's no going back, and a lot of people are going to get hurt, including you, I said. Especially me. She held the door open. The elevator's to the right. Security's been told to let you pass. I stood, testing my legs. They held. Barely. Why are you helping me? Because unlike them, I actually respect your autonomy. She tilted her head. And because I want you to understand what you're choosing. The weight of it, the cost. Her eyes hardened. So when you break everything, you can't say you didn't know. I walked to the door. Stopped beside her. For what it's worth, I hope you find someone who fights for you. Who risks everything. You deserve that. Her mask slipped for just a second. Vulnerability bled through. Then it was gone. Get out of here before I change my mind about being civil. I left. The elevator appeared exactly where she'd said. The doors opened immediately, empty. I stepped inside, hitting the ground floor button with a shaking hand. As the doors closed, I caught my reflection in the metal. Pale, bruised, exhausted, but still standing. The elevator descended and my phone buzzed in my pocket. I'd forgotten I even had it. 3 messages waiting. JIHO. Please let me know when you're home safe. MINHO. There's a car waiting outside. Driver's been instructed to take you wherever you want to go. No questions, no tracking. Dante. You forgot your jacket. I'll keep it warm for you. I stared at the messages. At the proof that despite everything, they were trying. In their own broken, complicated ways, they were trying. The elevator reached the ground floor. The doors opened onto the lobby. And standing right in front of the elevator, blocking my path, was someone I'd never seen before. Another alpha. Young, maybe early 20s, expensive suit, cold eyes, and the way he looked at me, hungry. Danny Park, he said. It wasn't a question. I stepped back instinctively, but there was nowhere to go. Who are you? DANTE CHOI. His smile was all teeth. Dante's older brother, the legitimate heir. He stepped into the elevator, forcing me back against the wall. We need to talk about what you're doing to my family. The doors closed behind him. We were alone. His scent rolled over me, stronger than the others, more aggressive. My Omega instincts screamed danger. I'm not doing anything to your family, I said, keeping my voice steady despite the fear. Really? He pressed a button. JIHO KIM, and spear us. The elevator lurched, moving up instead of down. Because from where I'm standing, you've managed to unite three alphas who should be enemies. You've disrupted a major merger. You've created chaos that's cost our families millions already. He leaned closer. All because you couldn't just accept your place. My place, I repeated flatly, as Omega, as commodity, as... He grabbed my chin, forcing me to meet his eyes. As less. I jerked away, my back hitting the elevator wall. Don't touch me. Or what? He laughed. You'll call for help? From who? MINHO. Who's breaking his engagement? JIHO. Who's betraying his family? Or my bastard brother, who's too broken to save anyone? His hands shot out, gripping my throat. Not choking, just holding, threatening. You're alone, little Omega, and I'm going to make you an offer. My pulse hammered against his palm. Let go of me. Reject them, he said instead. All three, publicly, dramatically, break whatever hold you have. His grip tightened slightly. Do that, and I'll make sure you're protected. Set you up somewhere far from here. Give you everything you need to disappear. And if I don't, his smile was terrifying. Then I make you disappear anyway. But in a way that sends a message. He leaned in, his breath hot against my ear. About what happens to Omegas who think they're special. The elevator dinged. A floor. Which one? I had no idea. Taeyang released me, stepping back. You have 24 hours to decide. After that, he straightened his cuffs. Well, I hope you're a strong swimmer. The Han River's particularly cold this time of year. The doors opened. He walked out, leaving me shaking, gasping, my throat aching where he'd gripped it. The doors started to close. I lunged forward, jamming my hand between them. They opened again. I stumbled out into I didn't even know what floor. Didn't care. I just needed out of that elevator. Away from his scent. Away from the threat. I ran down the nearest hallway, vision blurring, and crashed through a door marked stairs. Then I pulled out my phone with trembling hands and typed a message to all three of them. Me. We need to talk. Now. Something's happened. 3 responses came within seconds. JIHO. Where are you? MINHO. I'm coming to you. Dante. What did he do? My fingers shook as I typed. Me. Your brother. Taeyang. Taeyang. He threatened me. Then I slid down the wall, my body finally giving out, and waited for them to find me. Because apparently, I'd already made my choice. I just hadn't realized it until someone tried to take it away. They found me within minutes. The stairwell door burst open, and all 3 of them were there. MINHO first, his face a mask of cold fury. JIHO right behind, eyes wild with panic. Dante last. And the expression on his face made my blood run cold. Murder. He looked ready to commit murder. Where is he? Dante's voice was lethal calm. Where's Taeyang? 70 Matacom. Where's Taeyang? Gone. I managed. My hand still pressed against my throat. He took the elevator. Said I had 24 hours to... My voice cracked. MINHO was beside me instantly, his fingers gentle as they moved my hand away, examining my neck. His jaw clenched when he saw the marks. He put his hands on you. It wasn't a question. He threatened to kill me, I whispered. Said if I didn't reject all of you, I couldn't finish. JIHO made a sound like a wounded animal. He sank down next to me, his hand hovering near mine but not touching. Danny, I'm so sorry. This is my fault. Dante cut in, his voice shaking. He's doing this because of me, because I challenged the family, because He slammed his fist against the wall, the impact echoing. I brought this on you. No. I forced myself to stand, though my legs protested. He did this because of a system that treats Omegas like property. That's not on you. It's on all of us, Minho said quietly, his hand still at my throat, checking for damage. We let this happen. We let our families believe they could control you. Control us. His eyes met mine. But that ends now. Brother aim. Brother ends. Brother ends. What are you going to do? I asked. Whatever it takes. He pulled out his phone, already dialing. Father, we need to talk. Now. A pause. I'm breaking the engagement, effective immediately. And if you or anyone in the Choi family touches Danny Park again, his voice dropped. Deadly. There won't be a merger. There won't be an alliance. There won't be anything left of what we built. I heard shouting through the phone. Minho's expression didn't change. I'm done negotiating, he said simply. Then he hung up. JIHO was on his phone too. Mom, listen to me. That contract, the one with Danny's family, I'm voiding it. No, I don't care about the debt. We'll pay it back. With interest. His voice hardened. But Danny doesn't owe us anything. Not a bond. Not his freedom. Nothing. He looked at me while he talked. Because I'm choosing him. And if the family can't accept that, then I'm choosing him over the family. More shouting. He hung up too. I stared at them. You're giving up everything. You're giving up everything. We're choosing you, Minho corrected. There's a difference. Dante moved closer, his hands still shaking with barely controlled rage. I need to find Taeyang. I need to. No. I grabbed his arm before I could think better of it. Don't let him make you into something worse. He threatened to kill you, Dante bit out. You're going to stay here, I said firmly. With me. Because the words stuck in my throat. Because I need you here. He stopped, stared at me. You need me? Yes. I looked at all three of them. At the chaos they just created for me. At the bridges they just burned. I need all of you. And I hate that I do. I hate that after everything, after the lies and the manipulation and the contracts, I still what? JIHO asked softly. Still want this, I whispered. Want you. All of you. Even though it's insane and complicated and probably going to destroy everything, then let it destroy everything. Minho said. He cupped my face, his thumb brushing over the marks on my neck. As long as we have this won't be easy, I warned. Your families will adapt or lose us, he finished. I'm done letting them dictate my life. Same. JIHO added, moving closer. I never gave them that power to begin with, Dante said with a bitter smile. Perks of being the bastard son. I looked between them. Three alphas who'd turned their worlds upside down for me. Who'd chosen me over duty, over family, over everything they'd been raised to value. If we do this, I said slowly, there have to be rules. Real ones. Name them. Minho said immediately. No more secrets. No more decisions made about me without me. No more, I gestured helplessly, treating me like I'm something fragile that needs to be protected from the truth. Agreed, they said in unison. And I'm not, I can't be just an Omega to you. I need to be. Everything. JIHO finished. You're everything, Danny. Not your designation. Not your biology. You. Work is true. Our word is true. Our word is true. The sincerity in his voice broke something loose in my chest. This is a terrible idea, I said, but I was moving closer even as I said it. The worst. Minho agreed, his arms coming around me. Absolutely disastrous, Dante added, flanking my other side. We're going to face so much opposition, I continued. Let them try, JIHO said, his hand finding mine. I was surrounded by them now. Their scents mixing pine and cotton and winter cold into something that shouldn't work but somehow did. Their warmth seeping into my bones, chasing away the lingering fear from Taeyang's threat. If I do this, if I choose this, there's no going back, I warned. Good, Minho said. I don't want to go back. Cleesly, boss is self in down. I want forward, JIHO added. With you, I want whatever future you're willing to give us. Dante finished quietly. I closed my eyes, breathing them in, feeling the rightness of it despite everything. The way their presence settled something restless inside me. Okay, I whispered. Okay, we try this. We do this. Minho corrected, his lips against my temple. Not try. Do. Bossy. I muttered, but there was no heat in it. You have no idea, he said with the ghost of a smile. JIHO laughed, the sound watery but genuine. We're really doing this, all of us. Pack bond, Dante said. Told you it was possible. You told me it was disastrous, I reminded him. Can't it be both? His arms tightened around me. We're alphas. We're supposed to be possessive and territorial. This arrangement goes against every instinct we have. And yet, Minho said. And yet? Dante echoed, his voice softer. Here we are. My phone buzzed. Multiple notifications. I pulled it out with shaking hands. Messages from numbers I didn't recognize. Threats. Warnings. People who'd heard what happened, what we were planning. Then one from an unknown number. You made your choice. Live with the consequences. T. C. Taeyang. Still threatening. Still trying to control the narrative. I deleted it without responding. He's not going to stop, I said quietly. Then we stop him, Minho said. Together. As a pack. Is that what we are now? I asked. A pack? If you'll have us, JIHO said. I looked up at them. At three alphas who'd risked everything, who'd chosen me despite the cost, who were looking at me like I was worth more than money, or power, or family approval. Like I was worth everything. Yeah, I said, my voice steady now. Strong. Yeah, I'll have you. Dante grinned. Probably going to regret that, puppy. Probably, I agreed. Then, softer. But right now it feels right. Right now is all we need, Minho said. We stood there in that stairwell, four people who shouldn't work, who shouldn't fit, who were about to face a world determined to tear them apart. But we were together. And for the first time since this nightmare started, I felt something I hadn't dared to feel. Hope. My phone buzzed again. This time, a message from Minji. I told you there'd be consequences, but for what it's worth, good luck. You're braver than I gave you credit for. I smiled despite everything. Typed back. Thank you. I hope you find your fight too. Her response came immediately. Already starting. Someone has to burn down these antiquated systems. Might as well be us. I showed the message to the others. She's right, I said. This isn't just about us. It's about changing things. For every Omega who's been treated like property, for every Alpha forced into arrangements they didn't choose, for everyone trapped by these systems, then we change it, Minho said with absolute certainty. Starting with us. Revolutionary pack bond, Dante mused. Has a nice ring to it. Terrible ring, JIHO corrected. But accurate. I laughed. Actually laughed. We're all insane. Completely. They agreed. My heat suppressants were wearing off. I could feel the familiar warmth building again, my body recognizing the alphas around me, responding. But this time, I wasn't afraid. This time, I had a choice. This time, I had them. Take me home, I said. Not to my apartment. Not to their penthouses. Our home. Wherever that is, we'll figure it out together. Together, Minho echoed. Together, JIHO repeated. Together, Dante finished. And as we walked out of that stairwell, four people bound by choice instead of obligation, by hope instead of duty, I knew the real story was just beginning. There would be battles ahead. Families to face, systems to challenge, threats to overcome, but we'd face them together, as a pack, as equals, as something new, and that was worth everything. Do you believe fate brings lost souls back together? Like and subscribe for more stories about choosing your own destiny, even when the world says you can't.